You chase it, you fantasize about it, you build your entire life around getting it, and yet when it's over, there's this emptiness, this hollowness. Within moments, sometimes second, you're already thinking about the next time. Why? Why does sex promise everything and deliver so little? Osho understood something that most people spend their entire lives running from. He said, sex is not the problem. Your unconsciousness around it is the problem. Your desperation, your neediness, the way you use it to fill a void that cannot be filled from the outside. Today we are going to go deep, not into morality, not into what you should or shouldn't do, but into the truth of why sex never truly satisfies you, why you keep returning to it like a dog to its vomit, and what lies beyond this endless cycle of desire and disappointment. This is not about repression. Repression is what your religions have taught you. This is about transformation, about moving through sex, not around it, about understanding the energy that drives you so you can finally become free. Let's begin. Listen carefully. Sex is the most powerful biological drive you have. It is the life force itself. Without it, you wouldn't be here. Your parents wouldn't be here. Humanity wouldn't exist. But here's what nobody tells you. Biological satisfaction and existential satisfaction are not the same thing. When you have sex, your body experiences a release. Tension builds, and then release. For a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, you feel relaxed. The mind stops. The constant chattering quiets down. There's a moment of peace. But what happens next? The mind returns. The emptiness returns. And very quickly, you're back where you started. In fact, often you feel worse, more empty, more alone. Even if you're lying next to someone, you feel separate, isolated in your own skin. Osho said this is because you're using sex as a drug, just like alcohol, just like marijuana, just like any substance that alters your consciousness temporarily. The moment it wears off, you are back to your misery. And what does an addict do? They go looking for the next fix. You don't have a sex problem. You have a consciousness problem. Think about it. How many times have you had sex and felt truly, deeply satisfied? Not just physically released, but satisfied at the core of your being. If you're honest, very few times, maybe never. Most of the time it's mechanical. You go through the motions. There is an itch, you scratch it, there is pressure, you release it, but there's no depth, no presence, no real connection, even when another person is involved. Why? Because you are not really there. Your body is moving, but your mind is somewhere else. Thinking about performance, thinking about how you look, replaying scenes from pornography, fantasizing about someone else, worried about finishing too fast or taking too long. You're having sex with a ghost, with a fantasy, not with reality. And fantasy can never satisfy you. Only reality can satisfy you. Now I want to tell you something that will shock you. Most people are having sex not in their bodies, but in their minds. Yes, the actual act of sex may take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but your mind is having sex 24 hours a day, constantly. The mind is full of sexual fantasy, sexual images, sexual thoughts. This is the real problem. When you are walking down the street, your mind is undressing people. When you are sitting in a meeting, your mind is fantasizing. When you are making love to your partner, your mind is thinking about someone else. You are never here. You are never present. You are always in the mind. And the mind is always somewhere else. So even when you are having sex, you are not having sex. You are having a fantasy. And a fantasy can never satisfy you because a fantasy is not real. Reality satisfies, fantasy only frustrates. I have watched people when they are making love, their eyes are closed. And I know what they are doing. They are not with the person they are with. They are imagining some movie star, some fantasy figure. Maybe not even a person, maybe some pornographic image they saw. This is tragic. You have a real human being in front of you, a real body, real warmth, real presence, but you are making love to a ghost in your mind. How can this satisfy you? And then you wonder why relationships feel empty. Why you feel lonely even when you are with someone. Why sex becomes boring after some time. It becomes boring because you are never really there in the first place. Your society has made this worse. Much worse. Now you carry pornography in your pocket, on your phone, unlimited images, unlimited stimulation. Your mind is constantly being bombarded with sexual triggers. And what happens? Your natural sexuality becomes distorted, becomes an addiction. You need more and more stimulation just to feel something. The natural beauty of sex is lost completely. I am not a moralist. I am not telling you pornography is sin. I am simply pointing to the mechanism. Watch what it does to you. Watch how it takes you away from reality. Watch how it makes you more and more disconnected from real intimacy. And then ask yourself, is this making me happy? Is this making me more alive? Or is it making me more dead, more mechanical, more asleep? Be honest. Most people think they are seeking sex, but they are not. They are seeking love. They are seeking connection. They are seeking to feel wanted, to feel valuable, to escape from their terrible loneliness. But they don't know how to find love, so they settle for sex. Sex is easy, love is difficult. Sex requires nothing but two bodies. Love requires two beings. Sex can happen between strangers. Love requires intimacy, vulnerability, trust. So people take the easy path. They use sex as a substitute for love. And they feel cheated, used, empty. I have seen this thousands of times. A woman gives her body hoping to receive love. A man performs sexually, hoping to feel powerful, hoping to feel worthy. Both are using each other. Both feel empty afterward. This is not love. This is mutual exploitation. And your society encourages this. Your movies show you that sex equals love. That if you have good sex, you have a good relationship. This is complete nonsense. You can have wonderful sex with someone and still feel completely disconnected. And you can have deep love with someone even without sex. They are two different dimensions. Sex is horizontal. Love is vertical. Sex is biological. Love is spiritual. Sex is about two bodies meeting. Love is about two souls merging. But you are confused. You think if you can just find the right person, the right technique, the right position, then you will feel fulfilled, then you will feel loved. So what is the solution? Should you stop having sex? Should you become celibate like a monk? No, that is repression. That is going backward. That is what your religions have been teaching for thousands of years, and it has created only neurosis, perversion, sickness. I am not teaching repression. I am teaching transformation. What is the difference? Repression means you push down the desire. You say no to it. You fight with it. You control it with willpower. This never works. The desire goes underground and becomes poisonous. It comes out in twisted ways, in anger,
in violence, in perversion.
Transformation means you bring awareness to the desire. You watch it, you understand it. You neither indulge blindly nor repress. You simply observe. This is meditation. Try it. Next time you feel sexual desire, don't immediately run to satisfy it. And don't fight with it either. Just sit with it. Watch it, feel where it is in your body. Feel its energy. What you will discover is beautiful. The desire is not solid. It is like a wave in the ocean. It arises, it peaks, it falls. If you just watch without grabbing it, without identifying with it, it passes. Something miraculous happens. The energy that was moving downward toward the sex center starts moving upward.
Toward the heart. Toward the heart.
Toward your awareness. This is energy transformation. This is alchemy. The same energy that becomes sex can become love, can become creativity, can become meditation, it can become enlightenment. It is the same energy, only the direction changes. When you are unconscious, the energy moves downward and outward. It wants to be released, thrown out. When you are conscious, the energy moves inward and upward. It becomes an inner circle, a loop. And this inner circulation of energy creates tremendous joy.
Tremendous peace. But you have to start with small steps.
My friends, I want you to understand something fundamental. Your sexual energy is your life force. It is the most powerful energy you have. What you do with this energy determines everything. Your health, your creativity, the consciousness, your very life. If you waste it unconsciously, if you throw it away in meaningless encounters, in fantasy, in addiction, you will live a shallow life, a life of constant seeking and never finding. But if you understand this energy, if you befriend it, if you learn to work with it consciously, it can transform you completely. It can take you beyond all seeking, beyond all desire, to a place of such contentment, such peace, such bliss, that all your searching stops. This is what I am pointing to. Not the repression of your religions, not the indulgence of your society, but the transformation of a conscious human being. You have been told that sex and spirituality are enemies. This is a lie. The biggest lie ever told to humanity. Sex and spirituality are not enemies. They are two ends of the same spectrum. Sex is the lowest rung of the ladder. Spirituality is the highest rung. But it is the same ladder. You cannot reach the top by cutting off the bottom. You reach the top by climbing, by transforming, by bringing the energy from the lower to the higher. This is the path I am showing you. It is not easy. It requires courage. It requires honesty. It requires you to look at yourself without judgment, without condemnation, but also without illusion. Are you ready for this? Or do you want to continue sleepwalking through your life, being driven by unconscious desires, seeking satisfaction in places where it can never be found? The choice is yours.
It has always been yours.